Well folks, it's been a while since I've done a video, as you all know. I've been busy with full-time job and gravely repair work once again. It was actually kind of slow for a while, and then all of a sudden it started flooding in once it started to get cold out, which figures, but I got the driveway full of tractors now I'm trying to get through of before too much longer, because the snow's on its way before you know it. So I figured I'd give you guys an update on just things that have been going on, projects and whatnot. So to start off with, as you can see, I have my little Simplicity snowblower down here, which I know you guys don't see much of this, but it's probably one of the best little snowblowers I've had aside from a Gravely. So we're trying to get that one running again for this year, because I didn't have it last year to use. So I don't know if I'm going to have to buy another carburetor for it or try to clean this one again, because we've been having problems with that. I've also had another project that's been going on which has taken up most of my time, and this is an Onan generator out of an RV. It's a BGA 5 kilowatt generator, so 5,000 watts, and that's going to get mounted on this frame that I welded up, like one of the carry-all frames you get for a tractor at Tractor Supply, only I made one to custom fit. So you can see that I have this plate here. That'll be for a battery box. My gas tank's going to sit in the front, and the generator bolts on right here with the 3 holes. So that'll sit in the middle. And I initially made it for if we lose power, you know, when someone in the neighborhood needs a generator, I can always drive over with the Kubota and drop this, and they'll be all set. Because these are nice. They only run at 1800 RPMs, so they're nice and quiet. And I got one of my big John Deere mufflers on it, so that works out good. Also, for the Kubota, we're going to be doing the throwout bearing for the clutch. Probably next weekend. I ordered a new one, so my plan is to get a video of that when we split it apart. We're going to have to pull the loader off, we're going to get it in the garage, and we're going to break it, so that way we can get to the clutch throwout bearing and replace that. I also bent up another bucket at work for it, a snow bucket. It's the same exact design as the Aaron's and the Wheel Horse, only a little taller. It's got a lot more room for the snow, just because that one's a dirt bucket. And this one's also 5 feet, I think I made it 5 feet wide. I got the ends for it, so I got to weld that up, and then I got to figure out the brackets for the arms and everything like that, and we can put those on there. And the welded generators, we moved up behind the pellet shed here, made a little platform for them. So I got the one on the end here that works in case I need it. I also built carts for them so I can pull them behind the tractor. So a couple of little wagons. You can see that one. So they're mounted to that, and that worked out pretty good. Makes them a little easier to move since they're so heavy. Alright, we're up here in the Quonset hut, and I had one person asking me about the big 4-wheel drive project I was going to make this year, which unfortunately back in the spring it came to a standstill given that I ran out of time. So you can see that that's one of the transmissions over there. It's all cleaned out, ready to go. Just needs a good axle put in it because I ran into problems with the ring gear, if you remember. So I'm going to try to keep going on it. Might not get done till next spring or summer if I have time to work on it, which hopefully I do, because I really do want to work on it and finish it. And we also, I never did a video on this. My dad brought this home. Someone was going to scrap it. It's a Planet Junior Toughie, which I haven't seen many of these. So it's a kind of a rare little tractor, but it's cool. It's got this little cultivator on the back. It's probably only about 1.5 feet wide. Solid rubber wheels, wooden handle, and it was kept inside, which is why this handle's in such good condition. And this little, I think it's a 1-horse Briggs. It does run. Actually runs pretty darn good too. So I thought that was pretty neat. But we got that up here for the winter. I might pull the handle off and put it in the side just to protect it from the weather. Everything else is just starting to get put down for the winter. I've been pulling batteries out and draining gas and whatnot. And this is another thing I never did a video on. That Magnetrack you already know runs, and this one you know runs, but I finally finished getting this one into usable condition. I ended up fixing the steering gear last year on it. This year I really went through it, and I got the starter working, the starter generator, so the charging system's all set. I got the original tires back onto it. I even made a hitch for the back of it. The sickle bar is sitting on it, but you got your pin hitch here for a wagon and then your ball hitch there. So this has become the new tugging tractor, towing and all-around yard tractor for moving stuff, because the Craftsman was always that tractor, but the steering started to go in it. So, and besides, the Magna-Trac's a much heavier tractor. And as for the Gravely's, I've got the 45 in here with the wooden handles, so that's all set for the winter again. And over here on the other side we have the loaders. I got my dad's wheel horse here, and you can see that I took the blocks off the weight box and I made one for the Kubota, so those blocks are on the back of that right now. This won't be getting used this year, and I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but this loader will be getting switched over to this wheel horse, the 125, which didn't happen again this year, so that's probably going to be a spring project. My errands has been getting kind of neglected since I ended up getting the Kubota, so that's just up here in the compost. About all it does is flip over this pile, so I got to bring that down maybe today, because it's supposed to be a little bit warm out, and I got to give it a good power washing and get some of this mold off, so that way it's ready for the winter. But still fires up, runs great. Gravely's, got to start getting these all covered up and ready. The 41L is still over there. Still have to get that running at some point. Those are the two dump truck transmissions, and there's another one over there. The commercial 12, I have one more brush hogging job to do with it this coming weekend, and then the M8210 will be going back on it for the winter. I also have to pull the head off and clean up the valves. I ran a leak down tester on it, and it's leaking out pretty good, so might be able to get a few more horse out of it. It's just some of the other ones. Oh, and that commercial 10 on there on the end, ended up picking that up on a cash trade for doing some repair. Got the 46 in the roller, and of course four-wheel drive, which I ended up using I think last week for moving some firewood, so that's still up and running. But anyways, that's just an update on what's going on. You know, I really haven't had much time to do videos, or there really hasn't been much going on around here for me too. So, like I said, we have the Kubota clutch change going on next weekend, doing that throw-up bearing. So I'm going to try to do a video on that. It might be a two-part video. And I also have that Onan generator, which I have to put back together and get that going again. So I'll probably try to do a video on that. But apart from that, folks, that's just an update on what's going on around here. So there you have it.